What's up, boys? We're back with another video with your boy Rome. We got a little bit of back on the agenda today. A little bit of back, nothing too bonkers. This is gonna be a thickness back day, so I'm thinking we do maybe 5 overall movements, 4 sets of pop, 20 sets in total. I think it'll be a good back day. You know, really try to get that pump. But as you can see, it's a little bit brighter. I'm at my local crunch today. Switched from my normal gym just because I was like, you know what? I kind of prefer the cardio machines at my local crunch. I find that commercial gyms usually keep their cardio machines a little bit nicer, which is nice. So we're at crunch today. We got a little bit of back, nothing too crazy. We are officially, I want to say, just over 12 and a half weeks out. So we're moving. And honestly, the physique's starting to lean out the way I'd like it to. I mean, it has been, but it's still keeping that consistent pace. So that's nice. Do plan on dropping a physique reveal within the next couple weeks here. Just kind of give you guys a gauge. Like I said, after 10 weeks out, I want to start doing week to week updates of kind of how it's progressing, so you guys can see. There we go. I can't speak today. So you guys can see kind of how we're progressing and how the physique's overall looking. But with that being said, I'll catch you boys inside. All right, boys, we're gonna start with some reverse pull downs here. Go a little bit heavy and then work over to single rows, which would be nice. That was nice. That was nice. Good stretch and relax, which is optimal. I think I'll go a little bit heavier for this next set, though. Yeah, boys. I'm thinking we go heavier for the next set. I'm thinking we go up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some more weight on, take a swig of water, then we'll get up to the next set. All right, boys, so we went up 10 pounds, nothing too bananas, nothing too crazy. I really like this movement though, because I feel like it really stimulates my lats. I feel like I get a good pump from it, but I also get a fantastic stretch. One more. Oh, that's fun. I think we stick there, but that's good. That's feeling quality. It's kind of tragic. Now that we're deep in prep, I'm not moving the weight that I used to move or that I'm used to moving when I'm in the bulk, but the calorie deficit's really hitting today. Really hitting, which it happens, you know, it's the name of the game. So one more. Yeah, boys, I was a dickhead this morning and ate pretty much all of my carbohydrates at the beginning of the day, so kind of left me with nothing to play with towards the end of the day. I feel like it was used well for my first lift of the day. I did hamstrings this morning, so I feel like I got a nice pump. I feel like it was beneficial. The carbs went to good use, but I don't have any anymore, and I'm on fumes right now, boys. Fumes. I am survival mode right now. But we're gonna get through it. I'm gonna go ahead and take another swig of water and then we'll get out to the next 2 sets. All right, boys, let's get this third set in. Let's work. One more. Woo. All right, boys. We're gonna hit this other side here. Then we'll have one more set. I'm thinking for today's thickness, I want to do a different variation of a pull down. a machine I've kind of strayed away from, haven't necessarily used before. But I think today I want to incorporate it. I think I might switch it up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see as it progresses, you know? But let's get this other side real quick. Let's work. Two more. One more. Oh. Woo. One more set here, boys. One more. All right, let's work, boys. Last set here. One more. Oh. That's cooking me, boys. That's fucking cooking me. Last set, though. Last side. Let's get to work. One more. Oh, that's fucking cooking me. All right, boys, we're gonna move on to the next movement here. I'll see you guys there. All right, boys, we got a little bit of seated rows here. You might be looking at the weight and be like, bro, what's up with the 35s? Just get 45s. You're right. I normally would just go with the 45s, but the 35s were already on there, and I'm just feeling lazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rock with the 35s, and I just threw a 25 on top. So it is what it is. We're gonna move it nonetheless. All right, boys, we're about to get to the work. Let's get it. Whew, let's work. Other side. That was heavier than it usually is, boys. I think it's because I don't got the carbs behind me. The carbs are like, people sleep on them. People sleep on the carbs. Carbs are, they don't get the respect they deserve. Because I could definitely tell the difference between training with carbs and not carbs behind me. You know what I mean? We got 2 more sets there, boys. 2 more sets. I'm just gonna do 3 here and then 4 for rest. So I think I'm gonna do 2 lat pullover variations and then get after cardio. I got 2 more back days this week, so I'll be able to pick up the pace, but I am feeling it today, boys. I'm feeling it today. All right, let's work. We got 2 more. Oh yeah, we got 1 more there. 1 more set there, boys. Let's cook. That's butter. We got 1 more. Boys, let's get this last set. All right, boys. Other side, and then we're on to some lat pullovers. Let's work. But, all right, boys, on to the next movement. All right, boys, we got a little bit of lat pullovers here. Nothing too bananas, nothing too crazy. Nothing too bonkers with it, yeah, I mean. We're gonna get after it though. Let's work. We got 3 more there. That's money. I think the cut's been going well so far. Also, I'm really fucking with the goatee mustache. It could just be delusion. But I'm really fucking with the look. I think I was talking to my sister about it.
I think what I'm gonna do is while I'm deep in prep and deep in the cut, I'm just gonna rock the goatee mustache. It looks better with the sunken face. And then when I'm obviously getting fluffy, turning into a water buffalo during the bulk, I'll let the beard grow out, right? Hide the fat face. So I think that's kind of how I run it, you know? But let's get after this next set real quick. We got 2 more there, boys. 2 more. I'm gonna take a swig of water real quick and we'll get after the next set. Let's get after this next set, boys. Boys, so the Arnold, at the time that I'm dropping this, the Arnold just passed. That was a crazy competition. I felt like the individual that won open category, that is a fantastic look for open. I feel like they're trying to stray away from the bubble gut look, which I think is optimal, especially for open. I feel like it's bringing the open mass with the classic symmetry. And that was, I feel like that was mint. That was mint. And then I was kind of upset that Mike didn't compete, right? I thought he was gonna show up on stage, him showing up a little bit heavier. I mean, I get it though, like, especially if he's looking towards the O. My thought process, my theory I have is he came in a little bit heavier and he was like, we're either gonna re-height or I'm just not gonna step on stage. He was like, I'm coming in heavier because I'm looking for the O. I would love to do the Arnold. He's like, wants to do it, right? But I think in his mind, he was like, I'm not gonna sacrifice 8 pounds to do the Arnold now and then try to tack that back on for the O. Or put himself in not an optimal spot for the O and then maybe not place where he'd like to. So I think strategically, it's a little bit more optimal for him to stay heavier, especially if he's looking for the future, really trying to take that O title. I think that makes a little bit more sense. But personally, selfishly, I'm sad he didn't step on that stage because I think him and Wesley would have been a great showdown. That'd have been a great pose down. I feel like that would have been somebody that really, I think that would have been kind of the prelims for the O. I feel like kind of how they place there is gonna carry over to the O, or how they place there is gonna affect the mindset going into the O prep. So I think that would have been nice to just see. I would have loved to see them battle it out on stage, get a nice little pose down, but you can't get everything that you want, you know? And I completely understand if he's looking forward, looking towards the O, and really trying to take that #1 spot. Because, I mean, Ramon, he's had a full offseason, right? His mindset is, I'm Mr. O, I gotta stay there. And Mike and Wesley are like, well, I'm trying to take that spot. So I get it from a strategic standpoint, but again, from a selfish standpoint, even if that wasn't his strategy, I could see why they would strategically do it that way. But selfishly, I did want to see that showdown. I did want to see Mike versus Wesley. I feel like that would have been mint. That would have just added on to a perfect Arnold weekend. I know there was a little bit of controversy, but other than that, it's sports, dude. At the end of the day, you have to think, we're competitors like everyone else. We're athletes like everyone else. There's gonna be individuals in all sports that chirp. There's gonna be people that obviously wanna talk or do things that may not necessarily align with some people's opinions, but at the end of the day, they're athletes. They sacrifice months, some people even almost a year of their life for this show. It's kind of hard to not get emotions involved. So I think that's understandable, you know? But other than that, I think it was a great Arnold. I kind of kept up with it over the weekend. I would love to go. I think next year I want to go. I'm making it a plan to go. The only reason why I didn't go this year is because obviously I'm in prep and I didn't want to kind of come out of the prep mindset to go to the Arnold. But next year, I mean, even if everything goes well or everything doesn't go well, I do plan on trying to make it to the Arnold next year. That would be amazing because I haven't gone yet and I've only heard great experiences. And a bunch of my boys go, so I think I want to make it out next year. That'd be a banger. It'd be a banger. But oh, if you guys do go to the Arnold and you're like a consistent Arnold goer, I would love to hear some spots that like just gyms that are around there that you guys love to train, or that are just optimal training gyms when you're there. Obviously, because it's a 3-day thing, I don't want to train at a local Crunch or PF. I kind of want to check out the gyms there that might offer a little bit more than like my PF Crunch or any local gym up here in Michigan would offer. So if you boys got some suggestions, feel free to let your boy know. So let's get up to this next set. All right, we got one more lat pullovers, and then we're gonna get some cardio in. So I'm gonna do the lat pullovers. After the lat pullovers, I'll do the cardio and then catch you boys on the outro. Boys, I know I've said it before in my previous back days, but I think this is like a core staple. I love this machine. I love this pullover machine. Like I cannot emphasize this more. I love that my local Crunch has this, and I use the fuck out of it. I use and abuse this thing. One more. That's money. Fucking love this machine, boys. I fucking loved it. But I'm gonna take a swig of water. We'll get after the next 3 sets. All right, boys, we got 3 more here. Let's get after it. One more. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop the weight on that one, boys. Finish out strong, but we're gonna have to drop it a little bit for these last 2 sets. I'm gonna take a swig of water and we'll get after the next set, boys. All right, boys, last 2 sets here. Let's work. Oh yeah, we got one more there. One more there. I'm fucking cooked though, boys. All right, let's work. Last set. Four more. 3. 2 more. One more. Come on. That's butter. That's another back day in the books, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and do my cardio, and I'll catch you guys on the outro.
All right, boys, that's another one in the books. I feel like it was a good overall back day. Energy wise, I don't feel like I necessarily had the energy to move the weight I would like to, but I mean, I'm tackling it. I'm tackling it. And not every lift's going to be a great lift. It's just one of those things where it's like you got to make the best out of what you got. And I feel like for the energy I had, for the low carbohydrates I had, it was a good back day. And I'm excited to kind of keep pushing it. And I feel like days like this really kind of determine how I'm going to come into the show, right? To where I'm like, okay, I'm going to push through it. And I feel like mentally wise, it's been kind of a benefit, you know, to where I find it's optimal for me to do things that I don't want to do because it translates over into my day-to-day life. And that's been one of the things I've really been appreciating, you know? That's been one of the side effects of prep. It's like, I don't want to do an hour of cardio. I don't want to do an hour and a half of cardio, but I do it. And I feel like that's kind of been able to translate over into my day-to-day activities, my day-to-day life, to where I'm gonna be honest with you, for the past couple of years, boys, I've been kind of half-assed, half-baked, you know? Kind of took my foot off the pedal. Really wasn't getting after it like I should have been. And I feel like this prep, I've been extremely hungry. I've been extremely locked in and keeping myself really accountable. And I feel like that's been helping me mentally, and it's been translating over into just my overall look on life. You know, I know I said overall like 3 times there, But I think it's been one of the things that I think prep has just been benefiting me, dude. And I've been thinking about it a lot lately, boys. And it's one of those things where I find that bodybuilding, it's like, yeah, I do it because I love it. And I do it because, I have a passion for it. And it's one of the things where if you do it long enough, you stay consistent with it, you see the results. But I find that like bodybuilding just makes me a better version of me. And it's one of those things where I kind of like, whenever I talk to friends or family and I tell them like, oh, I'm doing an hour and a half of cardio and I train twice a day and I train almost every day, they're like, oh, bodybuilding like consumes your life. And I'm like, yeah. And for a while I thought that, I've had previous years where I've thought that, man, maybe bodybuilding is consuming my life. But this prep, I've realized that it's like bodybuilding doesn't consume my life. My life consumes bodybuilding. I'm a better version of myself with bodybuilding in it. And without bodybuilding, I quite frankly just don't like the person I am. So I feel like bodybuilding like is the nourishment that I need on my day to day. It's like it makes me a better version of myself, and I appreciate it for that. I find that I've been doing it, and I'm doing a lot of yapping, a lot of emotional dumping on you boys. But I've been doing a lot of thinking the past couple of days, a lot of thinking, and honestly, I think it's just one of those things where it's just been a net benefit. Bodybuilding overall, whether something comes from it or doesn't, I've accepted to where like even if I build up a community, awesome. If I don't build up a community, I'm going to keep bodybuilding. And I kind of realized that like, oh, I don't want to do this for fame. I don't want to do this to blow up. I don't want to do this to get clout or anything like that. Like I bodybuild for the love of the game because I enjoy the person I am from bodybuilding. I find that bodybuilding makes me a better version of myself. And that's kind of one of the things that, I've through this prep, I've realized more and more. But I know I just fucking did a little emotional spiel on you boys. What can I say? Been doing a lot of thinking lately. But with that being said, it was a great overall back day. And we're progressing well. I did a little bit of posing, little tad bit of posing after my cardio. I think I had like 5-10 minutes before the gym closed. Just kind of wanted to see how we looked. And it's coming along, boys. Honestly, I think we look better now. Obviously, we should look better now. But like my last physique update, I was like, oh, we're on pace. Like I look good. I'm happy with the conditioning. I'm happy with the results so far. I posed a little bit today after cardio and I was like, oh, we're getting a little grainier. We're getting a little sliced. I can't wait to share that with you boys. I'm very excited. I just get more and more excited the deeper we get because like, it's just, I don't know. I can't put words to it, but I'm going to wrap it up. I could sit here and yap all night, but I got to go home, cook my meals. I've eaten all my meals for today. So go home, prep for tomorrow, and run it back again tomorrow. But with that being said, that's another one in the books, boys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm excited to see how the prep keeps going. It's been progressing well. And I think it'll only get better from here. So, yeah. I'll catch you boys in the next video.